Hey, what's up, everybody? It's Monday. And what is it? April 5th. I just sent out the new edition of my MMT Trader report. Go to my website, pitbulleconomics.com, and sign up for a 30-day free trial. I think for a lot of you, this whole business of investing is very frustrating. It's very difficult. And you bring that on yourselves. And I say this because, like, in my interaction with so many people, and I see the comments and I mentor people, I know most of you, most people, I don't want to label all of you, but I mean most people, their focus is primarily on price. They don't go any deeper than price. I mean, the whole realm of technical analysis, for example, and I'm not saying that you use technical analysis, maybe some of you do, and I, in the early part of my career, all the way up until, I guess, kind of late in my career, I also leaned on the charts as some kind of body of information. The problem is price tells you very little, and price can be very volatile, and price can be arbitrary. When you start to get away from price as a focus, and I'll give you an example. I don't know, like last month or 5 or 6 weeks ago, I had a guy on here, nice guy, and he said, the market ran up and then it came back, it was starting to come down in one of its usual corrective periods, and he's like, he posted a comment, I sold out at the top, like patting yourself on the back. I sold out at the top. And at that moment, at that particular moment, if all you look at is the price, that was at that particular moment, a top. And I said, that's not the top. You're focused on price. I don't know when you're going to get back in. Maybe that's it. You're out. And the frustration for most people comes when, they end up, as we say, they leave a lot of money on the table. Like the market keeps going and then they're kicking themselves. I know I did this for so long in my career. Why did I get out? And then that triggers self-sabotaging behavior, like you see it going back up and you chase after it and then you buy it high and then there's a correction again. You're like, oh no, then you got to get out, and then you end up chopping yourself up and you just reinforce all these bad habits, self-sabotage. How do I know? Because I did it for so many years. I did it for so many years. It's not about price. Now, if you follow me for any length of time, you know that I talk about policy. I talk about basic conditions. Those are the things that ultimately determine where the price is going to go. Sometimes I talk about sentiment. I mean, even sentiment, all right, this has been a great example. We've seen, like, all last year leading up to the election, sentiment was negative. It was negative. It was negative. And the market kept going up and it was negative. And no matter what happened, it would stay negative. And I said, maybe after the election, it's going to flip positive. And that's exactly what happened. After the election, I guess, I don't know, maybe people were hoping that Trump would not get elected. I don't know. But after the election, sentiment flipped positive, and it's been positive and positive and positive since then. It's been going up. The market's been going up. We had a huge day today. We made another high in the S&P, a high in the Dow, and believe me, NASDAQ's not far behind. And I said, look, I've been telling you, and my subscribers know, because like in the depth of the NASDAQ correction, I was sending out, look, you gotta, even last week, buy Tesla under 600, buy Microsoft, buy Apple, buy Facebook, buy all the Amazon, buy Google, Nvidia. I don't know what to tell you. I mean, I'm trying to bring you information here, but getting back to the frustration part, it's because you focus on price. And you ascribe a meaning to price when there is no meaning. I mean, it's like a phantom thing. Like you think you see something, you think you are seeing something, and in reality, all you're seeing is little squiggles. I mean, the only thing that matters, I'll say it again, is basic conditions, and basic conditions are created through policy. I mean, there are people at the top who have their fingers and their hands on the levers and the buttons, and they fashion policy, and it trickles through the economy, or it goes through the economy like a freaking tidal wave, like we're seeing now with the fiscal stimulus. And what's coming, I mean, if you think about Biden's infrastructure plan, I mean, that is transformational for this country. I mean, we're running on infrastructure that in some places is 100 years old. That is transformational for the U.S. economy. And I said, I've been saying all along, we're going to see growth rates that approach or exceed China level growth rates. I said that. Now you're having Goldman Sachs saying that, you're having JP Morgan saying that, you're having all the big Wall Street firms saying that. Now I'm going to say this. April, I mean, we had a big run up today. April could be a tricky month because remember, the SLR exemption is over. Reserves last week came down. All right, that's a positive thing. There was a reserve drain, so it took some of the heat off the banks. But that's not going to be the reality through the rest of this month. Now, I've been saying that I think the banks are fine. I think they're all in compliance, and I think they understand what is coming in terms of this tsunami of reserves. So I don't think it's going to be a problem. And so far, it hasn't been. I mean, we've seen banks load up on treasuries and MBS. We've seen banks increase loans. So that hasn't been a problem. But April usually is tax month, right? But IRS pushed it to May. So all the normal spending that is going to happen in April is going to happen, including, and on top of that, more stimulus. So that is, and Treasury wants to bring its account balance down to, I think it's like 500 billion. It might even be less. So we're talking about another 5, 6, maybe 700 billion drain from the Treasury's account at the Fed, onto bank balance sheets. Now again, I don't think this is going to be a problem, but April could be a tricky month. There's a trading opportunity here, maybe, but you got to know how to play it. And for that, you got to sign up for my report. You got to go to pitbulleconomics.com and sign up for my report. I mean, I'm telling my subscribers what to do. I mean, I don't know what else to tell you. The mental game is here. I teach you how to control yourself. Takes commitment though. Like, I could tell you all this stuff. I could tell you how I screwed up for so many years, like until I finally figured out that the problem was me. I can tell you like price is not something you should be focused on, but you got to make a commitment to that. The markets are there for you to profit and prosper. It's up to you. It's up to you. The whole entire game is here. Inside your head. And once you understand that, I'm not going to say it becomes easy, it becomes relatively easy. With the right mental game, with the right strength, really. Toughness, mental toughness, you get there. All right, everybody, remember, go to my website, pitbulleconomics.com, sign up for a 30-day free trial of MMT Trader. See you all tomorrow. Bye.